Happy Gem New Moon, Tarot lovers. These will be short love readings for the signs of Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. Three of Swords starting us out on the bottom of the deck. And we are starting with Mutable Earth. So I do have to say that that is actually not, doesn't seem out of place as far as what has been coming through for Virgos so far. So Virgos, let's go ahead and get started with your reading. This is what we see for you regarding love, surrounding and following the Gemini new moon in May 2020, Virgos. Ace of Swords is reversed here. It's your first card out. So there may be a deceit on the table, or someone in this situation really needing a new perspective. And or we have another ace, Ace of Pentacles. And the Four of Swords now. On the bottom of the deck, I see the Knight of Fire. So this deceit may be connected to someone who has been in and out of the picture, who has been part of your love life and then gone again. We also see the Nine of Swords, some worry, anxiety, fear, doubt below that energy of someone coming in and out. So I think that's likely what it has caused in you. Now, there's every possibility that that's you, that's what you've caused for someone else. Maybe the two of you have done this to each other. But 1-1 may be particularly significant to you around this time, Virgos. Something else I should say is that this might be about something from the past, something from the more distant future, that it just simply is a message that needs to come out at this time. But likely for a lot of you, it is regarding the time, again, surrounding and following the Gemini new moon, and that really could mean up into a month after, as much as. But with them being such short readings, I wouldn't be surprised to see them be in like a short span of time. This is the first reading. This is the 5th reading I've done for the new moon, and it's the first time I felt the need to get into the timing. So that probably means that it's going to be different for different Virgos here. As is almost always true. But what I noticed was coming through strongly for Virgos prior to recording, just when shuffling and meditating with the deck, the Hermit kept coming out for you, and so I do think that in a lot of respects of your life, you are feeling very much like yourself, Virgos, but there's not much love in the situation. I kept forgetting that I was looking for love messages. It just felt like it just kept escaping me. And I very much think it was Virgo's energy with the Hermit continuing to come out. You're needing to take time for yourself. You're being allowed to seek your own inner wisdom and guidance, and celebrate being in a reflective state, an introspective state of mind and being. You're headed toward more of the same. This is your advice here, the Four of Swords. You're advised to continue to lean into those activities that are healing you, that are giving you time and space to show gratitude for what has led you to this point in your life, in your relationship, if you are in one. But like I said, for a lot of you, it just seemed like that there wasn't a lot of love in the messages. So it was either a relationship that didn't feel very loving, like this one I described, where someone or both parties maybe are in and out, and there's some deceit around that regarding that, or at least a need to see it all from a different perspective, to see the other person and the connection from a different perspective. Yeah, so not a lot of love And then we saw that Three of Swords. So yeah, it's either because it doesn't feel loving or because you're just focused on self and not interested in it. It may be very much because you are in this state of being in and out of different projects, situations, connections, and you don't have room for relationship. Again, different for different Virgos, as well as the message threads here as well. And then this Ace of Pentacles is speaking about a new earthly opportunity, a business opportunity, an opportunity for a new home, something that like that. Those are great examples that would improve your health, your wealth, a new routine, sometimes just a new diet, exercise routine. Those are not small things. And it is something like that in the sense that it is an opportunity. It is the very beginning. It is like a seed, as we always say about all of the aces. And so you have to nurture it, water it, allow it to grow. And it can absolutely grow into something secure if you choose to take advantage of that opportunity when you see this upright ace. I think it could also be speaking about the Gemini new moon, starting something with the Gemini new moon at this time, Virgos, at the time of the new moon for the sign, in the sign that shares your ruling planet, right? That's what little I know, and to connect you all, but yeah, it seems what I feel here is that this is also talking about this kickstart energy being applied, really coming through and taking advantage of it at the new moon too, for a lot of you Virgos, and you're advised to allow yourself time to incubate a new idea or new ideas. So just because it is the beginning phase of grounding an idea does not mean that it's necessarily time for it to be shared, or that the work, really the structure that needs to be done can't be done while you're still in isolation to some extent, right? So we can take that literatively and figuratively, but you're also spending time in healing and energetic healing, again showing gratitude, taking time to contemplate and meditate in solitude so that you're not influenced by a lot of outside input. And so that your project isn't, whatever that project may be, is it yourself, your spirituality? Is it your relationship? Is it some other outside, again, business or project entirely? Maybe a new stream of income, possibly. Because you see, again, how much we got into talking about this like it wasn't a love reading. That's just what keeps happening. So the love is just, it just feels like Virgos, you're just not, a lot of Virgos are just saying, I'm not on that path right now. That's not where my path has led me at this point. Or if you are in this Nine of Swords energy still, worrying, doubting, fearing, anxious nights, sleepless nights, hoping to change something that, when honestly looked at, simply is someone or some things, nature to be here and there and gone again and back the next, and you can't sort of force that change that you would need, then it may be a call to acknowledge that your path hasn't really has sort of led you away from those pursuits at the time, and are more so pointing you to secure yourself, ground yourself, elevate your own health and wealth and rest and well-being, and acknowledge that you have a long list of people and things to show gratitude toward and for, even if this connection from your recent past isn't one of them, or if that connection needs reframed before you can give gratitude to it properly, right? But I think we will leave it at that. I think that's plenty, Virgos. I think that's actually getting into a little bit overkill there. That's more specific for some as we near the end there. But if you are interested in a personal reading, just scroll down to the description box down below. Thank you so much as always, and I look forward to doing another reading for you as soon as I can, Virgos. I have so much love for you, and I truly hope that there was some insight that was able to reach you here. So do continue to make the most of the Gemini new moon energy, and we will talk soon. This is your short love reading for the time surrounding and following the Gemini new moon. Again, divine masculine energy showing up with the Emperor, maybe an Aries energy, maybe just someone you fancy to be a divine masculine counterpart. The Hangman will be your first card out. Could be a Piscean energy specifically for many of you after all that shuffling. And now the King of Wands. Again, maybe an Aries, maybe a Leo, maybe a Sagittarius energy coming through that you are advised toward. Can be a family man, someone charming, someone very persuasive, someone very social, very connected, happy and friendly, inspired and inspiring, just like the Queen of Fire. Full of life and finds it easy to persuade nature. And then the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So we wonder here, I wonder if is it, you know, actually some of you may be dealing with a Piscean energy, and you or they have a choice to make. So for some of you, maybe Pisces specifically, but regardless of what the sign is, coming up on this crossroads. A Pisces or not, you are suspended in between two. So I wonder, is that a choice, a suspension between two people, two paths? Some of you are in the process of sacrificing someone because you have to. But whether you are dealing with two people, two paths, a Pisces specifically or not, this choice, this crossroads is here with this new moon. So really today. And I think Libras, for most of you, that choice does belong to you. I think that if one of your choices is a fire sign, Aries, Sag, or Leo, likely a masculine energy, doesn't necessarily mean a man, and one is a more feminine Piscean or Piscean-like energy, so sort of a dreamy personality versus a bold and intense and passionate one. I do think you are advised toward the fiery energy, the fire sign, or the person who embodies those intense passionate energies, with that falling in your advice position. I really think with the Ace of Pentacles on the table that we are talking about this choice, this fork in the road, so to speak, needing to be made, and that fork coming to a head, really being presented to you undeniably without, you know, any room for, really any wiggle room or room for escape at this new moon again today. And so it's you for a lot of you Libras, but for some of you, the trap, the worry, the suspension comes in because it's someone else's choice that they have to make about you. And you are dealing with someone who's suspended in between, again, Piscean or otherwise, you and someone else. And either way, whether it's you with the choice or you're part of someone else's choice, you can see here, someone's heart is on the line. Someone has someone else's heart on a string. Someone may be being strung along. And someone is really vulnerable, really bearing themselves for this connection. And so it's definitely time for the choice to be made. And if someone won't make the choice about you, then the advice here is to take action and make that choice on your own. Free yourself from waiting for that, because we do also see the Three of Cups, a three-party situation. So really the message is, in regards to your love life, either make the choice at this time or make the choice at this time. So make it because it's yours to be made, and it needs to be made now, or refuse to wait to and continue to be a choice for someone any longer, right? If you have, you know, you're advised toward like I said, this can be a family man a lot of times. You're advised toward that fire sign energy. If that's an option for you, it does look like it can be a very secure new beginning if you choose to nurture and grow that relationship. That can certainly also be what you're advised to head off towards. Maybe you don't know this individual yet, but if you are sick of, you know, waiting to be someone else's choice and they're still suspended in between two, and it's been long enough, then this, you know, you may be advised to acknowledge that this is more so what you want. Is the person that you're waiting on not really a family man or woman, not really someone who wants a family, and you know that is something that you would like, or they don't get along with yours, and you need someone who does, if you're honest with yourself, something like that, right? Or any of the other qualities of the bold, passionate, fiery, intense, social, charming, King of Fire, King of Wands, any of Aries, Sagittarius, Leo's more beautiful qualities and traits, right? I think if you're honest, then, you know, you can walk away from the situation knowing that your future is more secure, just that you're on a path toward finding that. You can't be heading toward it if you are staying still and not even leaving room and space in your heart and in your life for it, because you're, you know, waiting on someone else or with someone else who, and in some Libra's cases here, hasn't been as respectful as you deserve. And we do see that, you know, three-party situation on its head. And it's really time for you to heal yourself. I think a big part of the reason that you're sort of digging your heels in, and you may not be aware that part of the reason you're resisting beginning the healing that is going to start after you walk away from this really unsatisfying three-party situation is that is the truth is it's going to be a lengthy healing. It is going to connect you with nature, much like this King of Wands is, in order to heal yourself, but it's going to be a lengthy period if you're a party walking away from this really needing that. So yeah, make the choice for yourself, or make the choice where someone else won't, if that's what needs to happen. Libras, I have so much love for you. I truly hope that at least some of the needed insight was able to reach you here, and that you make the most of the rest of this Gemini new moon energy. And I look forward to doing another reading for you as soon as I can. Bye, Libras. Hey, Scorpios. Again, happy Gem new moon. We've got the Four of Wands coming through for you already. In regards to your love life, these are your messages for the time surrounding and following this Gem new moon. They also may just be messages that need to come out during this time. And there it is again. There's that Four of Fire. Also just maybe, something that needs to be heard now, but is referencing something that hasn't been dealt with from the past, the deep past, or the future, even the more distant future. But it's likely with these short readings, I feel, that we're going to be talking about probably a concise time period for a lot of you. Only just started talking about this with Virgos. I don't know that I even did. Mention it in Libra's reading. Five of Pentacles coming through right after that Four of Fire for you, Scorps. And so I think it looks like in terms of your love life, you've got a secure connection, a happy, comfortable home and family life, maybe with a partner for many of you, Scorps. The World card is reversed here with us now. The Empress is on the bottom of the deck. It's an overview message. Divine feminine energy coming through strong as being what this is about, embodying that or inviting that in, or inviting that in. So yeah, you see someone coming in, someone crossing your path who is seeking support around this time, who feels that they're lacking, maybe feels lost in some sense, is unable to see, appreciate what's available around them, because they are so sad about what they know they don't have, maybe what they have specifically lost. This type of person, it seems, is crossing your happy, comfortable, stable home and or family life. So whereas you embody this very, very energetic, very comfortable, happy, maybe very peaceful energy, just very at peace energy. They are, again, seeking and in need of that support. And so it may be that you're already in a relationship, and there is someone who's needing you or you and your partner's support. It may be that you are just in a happy home and or family life, even community life situation, but you're not in a relationship necessarily. And you cross paths with someone that you have an interest in, but they have their head down, right? They're in that energy we talked about, lacking. just needing support, needing comfort. And you want to be careful asking yourself if that is, is that why they are appealing to you? Is that what is appealing there? Is that you can lift them up, right? You can give them what they need, because it's obvious what they need at this time. They can get it from many people. Now, I'm certainly not saying to, to not help a fellow traveler, or especially friend in need, and this may potentially be more, but we want to be careful with how you're trying to start something romantic. Maybe if you're trying to use that to start something romantic, if that's a good place for the connection to come from. And we want to be careful if you are already in a relationship. I do see the 7 of air down here as well, and with the 7 of swords, we can be talking about thievery, theft, someone maybe trying to steal someone from someone else. If you are already in a relationship, do you already have thoughts about feeling trapped in that relationship? So that relationship, that's not for all Scorpios. There is the 8 of swords right below the 7. You want to be careful with this magician energy here. You don't want to be the one who is showing your partner one thing while doing something else. Or is this sneaky individual who may be trying to get in between the two of you doing something like that, right? Something else to question as you proceed. Again, that's not to say not to help your friend and support. For a lot of you, like I said, it's a friend of you and your partner. So you're in a couple and it's someone who's seeking your support, and you're able to reach out together and help someone, and really embody together this Empress energy in that, by nurturing someone else, giving to someone else, helping someone else get back on their feet or grow something like that. It's something you're deciding to do together. So you may need to concede to helping someone who is more one of their friends, or they may need to concede to helping someone who is more one of yours, something like that possibly. But the that's specific for some, and the point overall is that you do have the abundance to do it, and I see you two on a path to making that decision for sure. It looks like it's pretty much, if that's your thread, if that's your story, that's pretty much a done deal, and lovely. It's lovely because it comes from a good place. It is, yeah, it's so well intentioned, and I think in a lot of cases, though, this individual is not actually going to level up to meeting these needs for themselves, and that doesn't make the gift that you gave less lovely, but there also can, that can be the other reason for this 7 of air energy here with us. Can feel like something's been taken from you because there's not really an equal exchange, because you give and they simply take and ask for more, in some instances. And of course, a line to keep the situation healthy would need to be drawn somewhere. Your advice being the World card reversed is what really led me there. As I said, someone may not be graduating up to the next level of being able to provide these things for themselves then, after taking advantage of yours and maybe your partner's kindness. If you're helping out a friend or someone who might be trying to get between you and a current partner, this could be advice to be wary of your own success. Be mindful about the fact that something is not complete between you and someone else, it's maybe not time to celebrate that connection yet, and that success in trying to help them and trying to support them the way that they need to be, and that you maybe want to, might lead to yeah, it might lead to your current partner being really well aware that one thing is happening while something else has been shown to them. Something else is going on in reality, right? It might lead to a bonding between the two of you that suddenly feels like it's growing out of your control, and then you're in a situation you didn't mean to put yourself in. Again, I believe that it's because you're in such good spirits that I do think that this is well intentioned, but it's definitely about this divine feminine energy. So is this person who's in need of support a mother? Is this person who's in need of support one of your all's mothers, one of your mothers, yours or your partner's, right? Right. Or is this the type of energy that you're looking to either keep a hold of or to invite in? Or is the reason that you're feeling so drawn to support someone else, even though you're in a partnership, is because you think this could potentially be a divine feminine counterpart? Or do you have one now that you again need to be mindful of? If you are able to support an outside party that is trying to be sneaky in the way that they are looking for you to support them, it just may be too much for you or your partner or the partnership in general. So there's a lot of different messages coming through there for Scorpio. So I hope that you're able to take the needed insight that was for you, to take what resonated. And I have so much love for you, Scorpios. And I also truly hope that you make the most of the Gemini new moon energy as long as it lasts, which will be for a while. And I look forward to doing another reading for you very soon. Take care. This is the Shadowscapes tarot deck that we're using. Interesting. Scorpios,